Hello again guys, hope we're all well. I'm back with the Tash again and I'm in Suffolk again today doing another little day walk from Country Walking magazine. This one is Great Finborough, so I'm in the village at the moment. It's just gone midday. It's a 7-mile walk, should take about 3.5 hours, that's not including filming of course. And we're going to be visiting some really nice little villages like Buxall, Holliston, that's not one, Shelland, that's sort of like a little hamlet by the looks of things. And yeah, the theme of this absorbing walk is medieval churches. Bang in. Suffolk has some 500 of them, a greater density than any other English county. This walk features 5. All linked by a combination of long established footpaths, tracks and quiet country lanes. Sounds pretty good. So yeah, see how this gets on. I've got some food with me as well on my Highlander gas stove, so might stop, cook up a bit of lunch as well at some point. Of course it gets dark early now unfortunately, so it's going to be dark at like 4:30, so should have time though. Anyway, enough talking. And let's get walking. This is the Chestnut Horse Pub in Great Finborough. I don't think it's open at the moment, so we'll come back there later. I don't think there's any other pubs on the walk, so that'll probably be the last one. We'll come back there, have a cheeky pint before going home. Then I think we're heading over this way towards the church, the first of 5 churches. And here's our look at our first church at Great Finborough, with quite an amazing tower. See that for miles around. Right, let's go in and take a look. St Andrew's Church stands near the centre of the village, next to the grounds of Finborough School, which occupies Fembra Hall. The Domesday Book refers to a church benefice at Feinberg in Stow Hundred, with 30 acres of free land and an acre of meadow situated on the estate of Roger de Auberville, showing this was a place of worship in 1086. The first recorded incumbent was John de Boteler, who was priest in the parish from 1314 to 1344. The 14th century church was described in the mid-19th century as a small building consisting of nave, chancel, south porch, and with bell turret and one bell. It had a tower, but this one had to be demolished in the 1830s when it became unstable and was replaced by the bell turret seen in this engraving here, which is just there. Just picked this up from inside the church. St Andrew's Tower and Spire is perhaps the most dramatic feature of the church, forming a distinctive landmark. The base is a conventional square tower, above which is an octagonal belfry, as you can see. It's a bit dark on the screen. This is topped by the elegant octagonal spire of decorative bands of red and white sandstone, incorporating the stars that are found on the Pettywood coat of arms, which was a large local family. Village folklore has it that the squire added the spire to the tower so that his wife could find her way home from hunting. The truth is not so romantic. There is a plaque in the church beneath the tower which indicates that Lady Frances Pettywood died in 1877 and the spire was added to the tower in her memory. We're approaching our second church of the walk, One House Church, and it's partially hidden amongst the trees here. Just there. So we're going to stop and have a little look at that. It kind of looks like it's out in the middle of nowhere really. I mean, there's this big sort of looking house here, could be a farm or something. Probably why it's called One House, I'm guessing. Then over there in the distance, that's the village of Holliston. We're going to be visiting that as well. So yeah, let's take a little look. Yeah, that's that farm there. Oh, there's a donkey, or is an ass. one of the two. Yeah, anyway, right, next stop, One House Church. So this is One House Church. This is lovely. Now, the one at Great Finborough had that amazing spire, but already I think I prefer this one. It's got a nice little round tower. They're quite common sort of in East Anglia. And yeah, this church looks a lot older. It's really nice and it's really out of the way. Right, let's go in and take a look. Unfortunately it's locked. The little porchway's open, but the door into the actual church is locked. That's a real shame, and that was a really nice looking little church as well. Anyways, there's a bench just round there, so I think I'm going to stop and have a quick snack, quick bite to eat, and then I'll carry on. I think that's an Apache fighter attack helicopter. I saw it fly over while I was having my break earlier, back at One House Church. Seeing it fly back over now. Always wanted one of them. We're approaching our third church of the walk, Holliston Church. You can just sort of see it peering above the hedge here. And then over there, this big old house here is Holliston Hall. So I believe we're going past that as well. This church looks pretty cool because it's got like a very small sort of spire sort of thing and a thatched roof. You don't see too many churches with thatched roofs, so right, I'll just come around this corner, I'll show you. So this is St Augustine's of Holliston. This is a nice looking little church here. Once again, it's really out of the way of the village of Holliston, which is somewhere right over that way. So yeah, right. Third time lucky, eh? Let's see if this one's open. Let's have a look. We're in luck. This one is actually open, and it's got this really nice little door here between these two bushes that you have to go through. This one's more like a very small chapel. So now I think at the moment this one is probably in the running for my favourite of the 5 so far. One House probably would have been my favourite, but of course it wasn't open. But this one is something else. This is like a little treasure just hidden away. Like, you have to go and seek this one out. Like, I didn't even really see a road leading up to it. It was like footpaths. It seemed it was only accessible by footpaths. This is really cool. I like this one. Yeah, no, this is decent. It's got a really intimate kind of vibe to it. And yeah, you couldn't fit a lot of people in here. It's literally like, that's the vicar's is at the vestry. Something, it's literally just like a very small little sort of like cubby hole, like a cubicle almost. Yep. Right, so far this one's my favourite of the three that I've seen. Decent. The church dates back to the 12th century. There are remains of a 14th century screen, stalls and sedilia, which is a priest's seat, cut into the south wall. The nave is Norman, and there is a plain Norman south doorway with remains of a north doorway which has been blocked in. The chancel is 13th century with one remaining south lancet. The west front was restored in 1860, while the windows there are 18th century. The church records go back to 1561. The church has one bell which is housed in a cedar shingle covered bell cot. This is Holliston Hall. It's pretty old apparently. Sort of just see through there. Looks like they're having some work done in there. Yeah, I haven't got any information on it, but it's pretty cool looking in there. That looks like it's Latin on the gate. Well, so far we've only done about 3 miles of the walk. Aside from sort of the churches, there hasn't been a hell of a lot in the way of scenery, so I'm kind of hoping, and excuse the pun, praying that the churches are open, otherwise it could be a little bit boring. But so far so good, and the weather is holding out. In fact, it's quite mild actually. Right, after a little bit of road walking, we're now in Shelland Green, and it has a church which is over there, once again obscured by the trees. There's the old rectory over there. So this is going to be our 4th church of 5. And here's the village, so I'll just climb up the bank here. I'm guessing this is the green. Literally there's not a lot here. Parking for church use only, that says. Yeah, here's the sign. Once again, a really different sort of looking little church. Different sort of bell tower to it. So the concrete wall's not as nice, but once again this is really tucked out of the way, this one. Right, let's go and see if it's open. We're in luck with this one as well. This one's open. Today's church building has the appearance of an 18th century Georgian church building, but there has been a church in this site since the 11th century. In 1251 it was a chapel annexed to a chapel at Hawley, which were together under the jurisdiction of the Abbey of Hales in Gloucestershire until the Reformation and dissolution of the monasteries. So that was around Henry VIII's time, Tudor times. I'm not going to read too much of this little pamphlet that I bought in the church because there is quite a lot of information, but this church is actually dedicated to King Charles the Martyr, so I'm guessing that's King Charles that was head of the royalists against the parliamentarians in the English Civil War. So because he was beheaded, wasn't he? So I'm guessing they made him a martyr. I didn't know that they dedicated churches to certain monarchs and stuff. That's a bit different. Anyway, threw me a bit that. It's a really nice little church. I'm literally the only person here. It is incredibly quiet. There is one bell in the turret dated 1624 and made by Thomas Cheese, bellmaker of Bury St Edmunds, and it weighs 3 tons. Electricity was installed in the church in 1966, but the original oil lamps were retained and electrified to keep the traditional look. Records show that the population of Shelland has been small. In 1381 it was 45, rising to 90 in the 1801 census. In 1901 the population was 89, and today they only have 54 inhabitants. Wow. Yeah, it's a nice little church, this one, but it doesn't quite beat the one at Holliston. That was something else, that. Okay, right, let's carry on. We've arrived in Buxhall for what has got to be probably one of the best village signs I've ever seen. It's like a work of art. There's like so much detail on it everywhere you look. Oh, nearly man down there. I fell down the side of the field. And then how about that for a view? Hang on, wait for it to focus. The village sign, and then the church spire at Great Finborough in the background, which Cyril Francis has taken a photo of here as well. That's pretty cool. And here is the church at Buxhall, and next to it is a pretty old looking large house called Coppinger Hall. So if we get a chance to have a little butcher's at that as well. So this is St Mary's Church, at Buxhall, and it's our 5th and final church. So hopefully we can get in. We'll have a look round it anyway, and then I'm going to give you my rating, 1 to 5, which is the best church in that order. It's also another location of Commonwealth War grave as well. Seen a couple of those on this walk. Right, let's go and have a look. Unfortunately this one's shut as well now. Yeah, just tried the door. Yeah, it's locked. So yeah, I like the look of this one as well. Like the graveyard was really cool, sort of the tower and sort of the location of it I thought was really good. However, there's a bit more civilization around this one. So yeah, I've never done this before on any videos, but I've got to give you 1 to 5, 1 being the best church, 5 being not the worst, but you know, sort of the least impressive one. So number 1, drum roll please, has got to go to the little thatched church at Holliston. Number 2 has got to go to I'm trying to remember what churches I've been in now. Has got to go to One House Church. So I liked it because of the round tower. It's just a shame it wasn't open, but it was really isolated there. Number 3 has got to go to, I would say, it's got to go to Great Finborough. So we'll be heading back there, mainly because of the spire. It was amazing, you can see it from miles around. So number 4, I'd say I'd give number 4 to probably this church actually. A location, yeah, it's a bit built up, but I like the look of it and stuff. I like the graveyard. I reckon it probably would have looked good inside. And of course number 5 being Shelland Green Church. I liked the location of it. It was really isolated. It was really cool. It was just a bit plain looking, sort of that. Sort of had a slightly more modern look to it. And the inside of it, I thought the inside sort of let it down a bit. It was very plain and stuff. I mean, it's still nice, but I don't think it holds a candle to sort of some of these other ones, even though it was open. Give it credit. And yeah, the location was cool. It was just a really creepy little green, like hidden in the trees. So yeah, that's the top 5 churches on this walk. And there's the giant spire at Great Finborough Church. And yeah, I think we're back. Sort of went wrong a little bit and stuff, and sort of made up my own route in the end to get back here, but that's part of the adventure, isn't it, really? So yeah, good little walk. I'm just hoping that I think it was called the Chestnut Horse, hoping that pub's open now, because I was going to have half a pint. I may just get myself a full pint. I think I've upgraded. So yeah, you'll see me next in the pub. Bollocks! Pub's not open again. It probably opened while I was out walking and then closed again. Oh, that sucks. Right, head back to the car then. Oh well. Right, I'm back at the car, guys. It's a good little walk, that, really. It was only 7 miles, but it felt longer than 7, so I don't know, but it was good, really. I think it was the amount of churches on it, so yeah, hopefully it hasn't bored you too much, all that church jazz. But yeah, thank you for watching. I know it's a little bit dark, this, so you're just gonna have to pretend to see the moustache, okay? Probably good that you don't see it anyway, but yeah, cheers for watching, hope you've enjoyed it. Let us know what you think, get in the comments as always. And yeah, you'll see me again soon, of course. Thank you for your support again, and I will see you soon. See you later, guys. Bye bye.